So if you're someone like me that constantly likes to take notes, and part of my YouTube channel, I'm putting ideas together, jotting some points and whatnot. I can lean over to the tech, which is something that I'm passionate about, and I could get my iPad with my Apple Pencil and start taking notes. But I find that I'm a bit more of an old schooler where I prefer to put pen to paper. I'm a big fan of fountain pens, which you may have seen in some other videos, and I find that when I actually start writing things down, I tend to remember them more, and I do add a bit more, or get a bit more enjoyment out of it too. So in turn, I have many notebooks that I'd use to take my notes, and I figured, you know what, if I'm going to do this on a regular basis, I'd rather get a book that feels good, looks good, and something that I can carry with me, so it's not too big, but at the same time it does need to feel a little bit special. So I went out to have a look what I can come across, and let me share that with you now. So in my little journey to find out what the ideal notebook may be, I came across one by Traveler's Company. It's a journal or a leather notebook, and I thought, you know what, this looks like a really, really cool design, where it had elastic bounds on the side. You can add different types of notebooks inside, whether it be lined, blank and whatnot. And then when you look at all the accessories, I thought this would be fun. I jumped on YouTube, heaps of reviews, heaps of thoughts, very positive. But then I looked at the pricing in Australia, and it was it was $80 for the journal, for the basic startup kit. And I thought, as much as I want a notebook to take notes, $80 seemed a bit premium. And I was concerned that, am I going to buy it and then not use it afterwards? So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to jump online on Amazon and see what else I can find that may be close to that, have similar features, perhaps even interchangeable accessories, but yet at a much lower cost. And that's when I come across this notebook. So I went out and purchased a leather notebook that didn't have too many reviews. Never heard of the brand. Then again, neither have I heard of the notebook Traveler one, the notebook company Traveler, I should say, prior to my research either. So I came across this Anti-Craft brand, and the first thing that I noticed on it was that it's leather, and it's handmade, and it's 100% full grain cow leather. And I thought, you know what, the fact that it's leather, that's a good start. And I didn't know what to expect. As with many other Amazon products, it came in overnight, and when I picked it up, I thought, geez, this is heavy. Unless they've sent me the encyclopedia by mistake, it is a quite heavy little notebook. So I didn't spend $80, I spent $30. So this book is $30. So I didn't have too many expectations. So let's just have a look and see what comes out of it. Already, it looks like an expensive handbag you may get from a designer brand floating about. And I just take it out, and it's actually well packed in this recycled cardboard box. So when you take out this soft, now when I first opened this, which was yesterday, and I put my hand inside this pouch to get the notebook out, I can tell you I immediately felt quality. And this is the dark brown. The actual notebook, I kid you not, feels like a silky, oily leather, very smooth, very soft. It smells amazing. And I thought, you know what, before I even open it, I've already got my $30 worth, because the quality of this leather, the way it presents is amazing. And I can only imagine the patina that will build over time, because you can already start to see where the folds are. It's already getting a lighter brown color. So I have no doubt that it's only going to age well. And I'm not going to say this is a copy of the other journal. It's an alternative option, but has very familiar and similar features. One big difference here is the elastic that comes across does have this leather tab across the notebook to keep it together, and that just slides over and it goes to the other side. When you open it, on the inside you can see the full grain of the leather, so it's not polished like the outside. And as I mentioned earlier, this too has a couple of different books, notebooks inside to consider. So for one, this is A5 size, so it's about 15.5 centimeters by 29.7 centimeters in length. It does have 3 inserts in here as notebooks. So you've got the blank, which is here. You've got the lined, and you also have the grid at the back. Now, how they're mounted is similar to others. It's this elastic, which Handicraft does mention on the ad that this is made in Germany, and it's got this little brassy tab at the bottom to keep the elastic together. And the idea is that when you're finished, with this book, perhaps you've done all your note taking or whatnot, you can replace it quite easily with the same size book, and it just goes through the elastic. Now, in here you've got a couple of tabs. So in this tab, you can add it for, I don't know, perhaps for business cards or bits and pieces that you need to, samples or whatever you need to do. I'm just putting a cleaning wipe in there just to show you for size. Where I got a little bit, excited, probably a bit over exaggeration, but it does have this awesome plastic or PVC pouch where you can open it, and now you may choose to, put your receipts or memory cards or whatever else you choose to put in there. And all of a sudden you do have a secure area which can zip tight together to carry some valuables as well. And that may be whatever you choose, but it's a handy little pocket to have. And then you got the grid. So, look, it's a book. It's not, you're not saving the world, you're not doing God knows what, but you are getting a very, very, very impressive and quality book. And I'll tell you what, I'd do it all over again, and I wouldn't think twice. All these elastics, because they're stitched through, I have no doubt you can replace, if you from a local store, if you needed to replace them, if they're ripped and whatnot. There's not much to it, but it feels amazing. It's got nice quality paper in there as well. The only thing that I will add to this is I've seen online, you can get little tabs that slide onto the leather here, and it does give you a section where you can slide your pen into to hold it across. Not that I couldn't do that, but as you can see, just by doing that just then, I've already marked the leather by stretching it. So, it is an option, probably not my preferred option. I'll bet off getting one of those tabs. Alternatively, you can just chuck it in here, and Bob's your uncle and Jane's your auntie. What do you think? Let me know. Here's the logo right there. Handicraft, handmade, best $30 ever. I don't regret, not spending $80 on a book that's going to do the same thing, look very similar. I can't compare it. I've never owned one, so I can't say it's exactly the same or whatnot, but all I can say is this particular one is fantastic. I paid for it. It's not a sponsored or it wasn't a gift or anything. I paid for this myself, but I just wanted to share it with everyone out there that if you are looking at it, at a book like this, you've jumped online, you come across this, I believe you won't regret it. It is, just to highlight again, this is the A5 version. There is a traditional version, which is slightly narrower, so it probably comes to about there, meaning that it is a bit more compact. So if you had to go and For example, I'm just going to grab my trusted Tom sling, which I recently reviewed. I know for a fact that the traditional size fits quite well in here. With this, well, you know what? There you go. Even with this size here, the A5, it still fits in the sling without a hassle, and there you go. So going through that now, definitely recommend this. If you're after a journal, a notebook, you know, for your travels, for your work, for your day-to-day bits and pieces, how can you go wrong with leather? It looks presentable, it looks elegant, it looks professional, hard wearing, long lasting, and yet reusable. And I think that's something that I think I was chasing without even knowing, and something that feels good in hand. So I think I'm going to get good use out of this book. Yeah, perhaps you might want to go for the premium, the Travelers Company one, and maybe one day I will get one of those. So this is not saying that they're no good, this is better. By all means, no. It's all about, you know, putting in perspective that $30 compared to $80. Am I going to get an extra $50 worth in the other one? I'm not sure, haven't used it. I know they're very heavily and highly regarded out in the market, but you know what? Great 30 bucks I spent, I don't regret it, and I look forward to using it. And you know, if in the near future I decide, you know what, I was totally wrong because it fell apart and it's rubbish and this and that, I'll share it again. If I get a Travelers Company one in the future, I'll share that with you as well. But for today, I just wanted to take you through this particular one, and I thank you for tuning in once again. My name is Sash, and this is ST Reviews. Goodbye.